Hi there, Fitz and Tracy. Hope you guys are doing well today. This is your video lesson. I'll go down the list. If you have questions at the end, feel free to shoot me a message and I'll do my best to answer. I remember last time you wanted me to go over some off the guitar things to do while you guys are on vacation. So I'll go down, I'll give you 3 different ideas of things to do while you're maybe like waiting in the hotel room, waiting at like the train station or things like that. First thing, the rhythm cards. They're the yoga cards. I would just take those with you. They fit really easily in your carry-on. What I would do is do different combinations. So you can maybe take anything that we've done. We've done half, whole, and quarter notes. Any combinations of those notes would do. So I would just like lay them out and see if you can clap out the tas and titis and ta'as of all those different rhythms. And then we haven't gone over the dotted notes yet. I think once we get back, we'll start talking about dotted rhythms with Fitz. Other thing that you can do on the trip is listen to music. Listen to his CDs or CD. You can do Listen Like a Maniac, which is you listen to your newest song 10 times. I believe his newest one off the top of my head is, I want to say it's the Fermentons. Just listen to that song on repeat 10 times. The song is only like 40 seconds long, so really within inside of 10 minutes, he could have listened to it 10 times. You can do that with any of the songs that he's having trouble remembering, because once you get like a certain amount of songs, it's harder to keep everything in the a high level. So what I would do is listen to his new song like 10 times, and then maybe just go through and maybe like have it like as he's doing like something busy work on the train or whatever, or in Disney or something like that at lunch. He can listen to his other songs. I would even start considering like having him start listening to book 2, because we're not that far off. If we hadn't missed a few lessons during the summer, I bet like towards the end of summer we would start pushing into book 2. In the fall, I'm thinking that we have a couple of things to work on with technique, his thumb and forefingers getting better, things like that. But I can see him definitely by like mid fall being in sort of book 2 material. So be listening to the CD, and you can do this while you're listening. Maybe you can listen for different things that happen in the music. So say if the music gets loud or the music gets soft, maybe he can make a note of that. So maybe he can get his music or his maybe he can get out the paper and write down the name of the song, and as you guys listen to it together, you can listen for like when things get louder, when things get softer. Maybe like in the second section of Lightly Row, they do a crescendo, things like that. So listen for specific things. It's what's called active listening versus passive listening. Passive listening is just when you guys are just driving around, you have it just playing in the background. Active listening is when you're actually listening for things in the music. So I would actually suggest do a fair amount of active listening. It doesn't necessarily need to be out of the Suzuki material. You can maybe like pull up some Beethoven or something like that, and listen and see if you can hear if things that was a crescendo, that was a decrescendo. Oh, did you hear it got quiet all of a sudden? A piano versus a forte, things like that I would do. And then number 3 is read this first. I would take it along with you right here. He knows all the notes in section 1. So I would say just like when you're sitting around, flip open the book, all right, read the notes, all right? Pick this one right here. Even though we haven't played it yet, we not necessarily have talked about dotted rhythms yet, you can still name the notes. So I would do that. Every day, just go through. One thing with the Suzuki kids is that the real benefit of the method, and it's not really a method, but just a series of teaching points. In the method is that the ear gets really developed extremely well, which is if I had to choose between having a good ear versus like being an awesome reader. Well, I'd love to be both, but if I had to pick one, I would have an awesome ear. Be able to pick things out by just listening to them. So one thing that happens is with the method, they'll read through it once I'm playing the guitar, and they go, oh, that's how the tune goes, and then they'll stop reading because they have an oral memory of like, oh, that's how the tune goes. What I found was you kind of had to trick them a little bit. You have to like flip open the book, read through it one time. Okay, that's it. No more. Okay, read through this one now. Okay, read through it once. Okay, that's it. On to the next one. And you have to have a bunch of them, otherwise they'll start remembering how the tunes go, and they won't be reading anymore. They'll be, I guess, in the end of the day, they memorize their tune, but you want them to practice their reading skills. For my older ones, I have to trick them. I have to find them pieces that I know they're not going to find an audio recording out there anywhere of. So I try to trick them that way. So anyway, so those are the 3 things that you can do off the guitar. Working on the rhythm cards, and then listen like a maniac, listen to your music a lot, and then naming notes. and then make sure to have fun on your trip. That's what it's there for. Really looking forward to hearing all about your ventures in I think it is Disney, Paris Disney. So looking forward to seeing him when he gets back from his trip. I think at the end of this month, I believe. I'll see him towards the end of June. All right, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.